going on, YouTube? In this video we have yet another test of the new Mac Mini 2011. Quick update if you haven't been here lately. It is a very high-end Mac Mini. It is the quad-core i7 and it is the server edition. So in this video we are going to be doing a tiny bit of a more unconventional. I've seen it done several times, but this is more of an unconventional video. We're going to be doing like what I like to call an iMovie stress test. So in this video we're going to be basically doing all the normal functions you do in iMovie, but timing it at the same time to see the results and numbers and the statistics at the So in this section of the test, we have a quick startup and how fast the app actually starts up. So you'll see that the Mac Mini launches it fairly quickly. It only launches it and it takes a couple of bounces for it to launch up, and then it takes about 3 or 4 seconds for it to launch afterwards. So now, for comparison, we have the 2010 MacBook Pro. And it is the 13.3 2.4 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo version. So you'll see it takes about 6 or 7 bounces for it to stop bouncing and get stored into the RAM, and then it takes a good maybe 8 or 9 seconds afterwards to actually launch the window for it. So now what we have is we have the import test for the Mac Mini. Sorry for jumping around so much, but this is going to be a very back and forth video just because it's going to take a while to actually compare and do screen and screen. So I thought this would be easier. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to import the Bourne Ultimatum 1080p video trailer. It is 1 minute and 28 seconds long, and we are going to keep it in full in the original size, no changes, no optimization or anything like that. So go ahead and select it, and then we are going to go ahead and we're going to time this, and then at the end of the video you guys are going to see a whole bunch of statistics and what I like to call the fun math section, but it isn't really fun because math sucks. But it's going to be a whole bunch of statistics about the Mac Mini. So we have a sped up clip right here, and I meant to put a clock in, but I forgot to put it in for both imports. I have it on the exports, but it takes about 37 seconds for it to import a 1 minute and 28 clip. So now we have the MacBook Pro, and we're going to import the same exact video trailer. I actually used Apple's iDrop or AirDrop feature for this. So we're going to import it, and it ends up taking about 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Now keep in mind that we are using QuickTime, which takes a lot of processing power to do the screen recording, because I forgot to purchase ScreenFlow for the Mac Mini. Now and I wanted to keep it even, so I used QuickTime for both. In my next video, which is going to be a video very similar to this, I used ScreenFlow, and things turned out a lot better. So you're going to see it took a pretty long time. It took longer than the video clip for it to actually import the video and generate thumbnails and all that. So now that we have that all done, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start the export test, and I'll see you when I'm ready. Alright guys, hold on for a second. Okay, so now we're back, and we're just going to do a really sped up modification of the video. Before we go ahead and do the export, I gave it all these different color correction, or what I like to think is color correction. I pretty much just changed the colors and the contrast and the grading and that stuff because I don't really know how to do color correction. But I added a couple of transitions, and I added a couple of extra movie clips Apple has provided, and we are going to export into 1080p Full HD. And as you know, 1080p Full HD is pretty much a really long export, especially even compared to the 720p export. Now what we have here is we have a really sped up version of what this is like, and even on the Mac Mini it's taking a long time to export, especially just for a 1 minute and 38 second clip. The extra 10 seconds were added from like the transitions and the extra video clips I added in, but still it takes almost 5 times what the video clip, maybe even 6 times. I haven't looked at the numbers. I have them at the end of the video, but it takes a very long time for it to export. But without further ado, we're done the export now, and we're going to be moving on to the 2010 MacBook Pro, and you'll see how badly that fails. So we have it exporting. It's all the same configuration and setup as before, and I moved some windows around by accident. But we have it exporting, and it's really sped up, even more sped up than the last version. And it's taking a long time. It says about 22 minutes remaining. So I'm going to get back to you after this is done exporting. I'm going to go ahead and play some lobby music for you or something awesome like that, you know. And we're going to go ahead and you guys can just sit back and watch this export. It's fairly slow. The timer's there just meant for real time. I hope it's not slowing down processing too much. I didn't really look into Activity Monitor before I did that. But alright guys, I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Well, I couldn't really find any lobby music, but that just made me remember that All About Tech has created a new background for me, and I'm giving him a shout out because it's an absolutely wonderful background. He gave me a background for my channel and a background for my desktop, and I can't show you those right now because this is just a voiceover and this is post-production. But anyway, guys, he's a great tech reviewer. You guys should really go check him out. He's absolutely fantastic. He's very thorough. He keeps you engaged, and even if you ask him, he's a very nice YouTuber. He'll try to respond to all of your questions. I know he responds to all of mine, and I try and respond to all of his. But guys, just go ahead and go over to his channel. There'll be a link on the screen. He goes and puts out his own money, and he puts all of this time into YouTube videos, and it'd be really great if you guys could go check him out. He's really worth looking at, and I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy his content, and he's just a really awesome YouTuber. Alright guys, that's all I had to say, and now we're going to move on to the fun math section. Alright guys, so in this statistics section I talked about earlier, we got 37 seconds over 88 seconds, and then we have 137 seconds over 88 seconds. So if you multiply that all out and divide it out, you get about 3.7 ratio to 1, which makes sense because the Mac Mini is quad-core versus the 2010 MacBook Pro, which is Intel Core 2 Duo, which is 2 physical cores but 1 virtual core, so you have only 1 core of processing power. But it really does make sense because it's about 4 times faster, hence the quad core. Alright guys, so moving on to the export statistics. So the Mac Mini got 444 seconds over 98 seconds, which is 444 seconds for the export time over 98 seconds for the clip. And then the MacBook Pro got 1,844 seconds for the export. So that comes out to a ratio of about 4.15 to 1, which yet again just reinforces the quad-core scenario, that the quad-core is obviously going to be 4 times faster than the Intel Core 2 Duo. So anyway guys, this concludes my video of the iMovie stress test, is what I like to call it. And if you like my video, please subscribe. And guys, hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Alright guys, see you later, and I will see you in the next video.